Everyone, this man doesn't need an introduction, but I know you're going to make him feel very welcome. Put your hands together. Guenther Steiner!
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
You're a rock star. Are you aware of this? Everybody bloody loves you.
Looks like or you paid these people. I don't know about that, no?
I don't get paid enough.
Voluntarily, without getting paid. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the welcome. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Now, Guenther, we have to start with the question that when I told everyone, oh my gosh, guys, I've made it, I'm interviewing Guenther, they said, you have to ask this one question. Does he really swear that much in real life?
I do under pressure. Not under pressure. When I go racing, I get in the racing mode, and then that language starts. I will not swear here because there are young people as well, and I normally have got, they call it the switch, you know. I can switch it on and off how it is needed. And I know in these interviews I shouldn't be doing it, otherwise he wouldn't have me back.
You're in Australia.
That doesn't make it right, huh?
Oh, okay, fine. At least we all know where we stand. But of course, you skyrocketed to stardom, Drive to Survive. Now, as a team principal, that might not be something that you ever thought stardom would be part of that job. So are you surprised by the Drive to Survive effect?
Absolutely. You know, when this series was done the first year, you know, nobody really knew what was going to happen, if it would be successful. Some of the teams didn't take part, and obviously they regretted it after the first year, and they couldn't wait to take part in the second year. But no, I didn't expect it. We just did what we did, and I didn't really care if I had a mic on or not. I think you saw that, you know, that because even if I want to act, I couldn't get it together like this. So for me, it was like, and then when it came out, the success was here, but it was not my plan, or not my plan for sure. Netflix had planned to be this successful, and they succeeded, but no, but it just ended up like this.
So how has it changed your daily life?
My personal day life hasn't changed.
Oh.
I mean, no, I don't change anything. I'm just me. Obviously, when you walk around, a lot more people want a picture with me now than 7 or 8 years ago. That has changed a little bit. I get stopped more. But otherwise, I, as a person, didn't change. And, you know, people which know me since 30, 40 years, they can tell you, I haven't changed. And I don't want to change. Why would I? I'm too old now for change.
And that's the thing, we wouldn't want you to change at all, would we, everyone? We love Guenther just the way he is.
Thank you.
You're so incredibly modest. It's so fantastic. I feel like I'm making you crane your neck, though, so I'm going to move forward slightly.
Yeah, so you wanted to be seen.
No, I worry because I feel bad for everyone. You've got the back of my head. I'm so sorry. I'm so aware of, they want to see you. They don't want to see me, and that's perfectly fine. You've just got out of the car that is behind us, this incredible Mustang. I'm a Ford driver, so I love my Fords. Take us, JC or James Courtney, you were doing donuts at the hairpin. They were saying you were buzzing when you got out of the car. So talk us through what that experience was like.
I'm still, you know, it's not the heat, it's just the heat was in there. I still needs, still coming out now. It is, the experience of this is fantastic, you know, it's, like we all think we can drive these racing cars. You see the skills of a driver. You see how good these cars are and how fast. When you're in it, I really enjoy to do these things, you know, to be in there. And there is one section in the on the racetrack where it's very fast and there is a twist in it. And there you actually feel, you know, I think, could I go through that speed? No, I would myself, you know. So I'm not going to do it, you know. So, but it's very nice. And then I got smoked out when he did the donuts in the end, you know, but no, I know that I'm privileged to be able to do these things, and I really appreciate these things, doing them.
It's so cool to have you here and to be able to give you these experiences as well. So yeah, give us your first impressions of this event. Like, I was here last year for the first time and it blew my mind, and now it is back another year and it's even bigger. So give us your first impression of everything.
Yeah, it's an event. When I was asked to come here, I knew it from last year because somebody approached me if I could come a week early, and I said, I just cannot do it with running a team. You don't have the time to do this. And when I was asked this year, and I knew I was coming to Melbourne as well, so I said, yeah, sure. I mean, I've got my wife with me, so we enjoy a few days here as well. I was told the wine isn't too bad in South Australia, you know, so I'm going to taste some of that one on Monday. But not today and not tomorrow. You know, I'll wait until Monday. But no, I didn't expect this big event. And I just realized it when I drove in this morning, and I was driven in this morning, how big it actually is. And then obviously seeing the outcome of all the people here is, I'm doing motorsport since the mid-80s. I still get excited by people enjoying racing cars and fast cars. You know, this makes me happy if I see people which enjoy it. You know, obviously, this is what I did my whole life, and I like to do it. And seeing that everybody enjoys himself, the weather is fantastic. So there's a lot of cars here. I mean, I couldn't believe when they drove me through the garage this morning how many of good, really good historic racing cars, current racing cars are here. So. You know, and I was told also the growth of the event from last year to this year is immense after it wasn't on the schedule for 5 years. So I must say, if I would be living in Adelaide or somewhere near, I would come to this event.
Fantastic. That's a very good endorsement. Yeah, hands together. Guenther loves Adelaide, loves AMF, and you'll probably take some wine recommendations?
Yeah, I got somebody who recommends me already, you know. Yeah.
Good. So everyone's got a good wine recommendation. Let me know, and I'll send it to Guenther. But you did just quickly talk about dedicating your life to motorsport. It's a lifelong passion. So let's head back to where it all started as a rally mechanic. So talk us through why you decided to pursue that path.
I don't know why I decided, but I liked racing cars since I was a child. You know where I come from. I come from north of Italy. There is no racing there, no car racing. I just always had a passion, and at some stage in my life I got the opportunity to go to Belgium to work as a mechanic for a rally team, and there where it all started. And in my early days when I came to Australia, it was Western Australia to Perth when the rally was on, and then for the Grand Prix in Melbourne, and then the first time here. But it's just one of these things, you start somewhere, you love it, you make the next step, you do the next job in racing, and it always came towards me. So I really enjoy, and I really appreciate that I can make a living out what I do. You know, it's like it's the best thing. I like to do this, and I can make a living. That's the best in my life.
Oh, fantastic. And I was interesting to read that then you progressed to being director of engineering for Colin McRae. And Colin McRae is the reason why I love motorsport. You know, I played the PlayStation game, which I know so many people know the Colin McRae PlayStation game. So talk us through those times. That was just an amazing time.
Yeah, it was. I worked in Italy for a long time, and then at some stage, to move my career on, I had to move to the UK. I moved to the UK, and then was director of engineering at M Sport, which did the Ford Focus, where Colin was driving. I was told that Alistair McRae, his brother, is here somewhere. Yes. I would like to see him as well, because I haven't seen him since maybe 20 years. So I haven't seen James Courtney since 20 years. I met him here again, yes. And I will see maybe Alistair. But Colin is a legend, you know. I mean, he was the best of the best in rallying. Nobody can say that is not true, because he was just the talent the guy had was second to none, and interesting character. I always got on very well with him, but for sure he was a character.
A character knows a character, don't they, Guenther? But yeah, thank you for mentioning JC, because of course I believe you were at Jaguar when he was testing and had his big crash. So for anyone who doesn't have the context, James Courtney did move over to the UK to pursue a Formula One dream. He had a humongous crash that, he's very lucky to be alive. And then you were actually at Jaguar at the time.
Yeah, at the time I was the managing director of Jaguar Racing, and he was testing in Monza. I was not in Monza at the time, but he had a big crash because a suspension failure. I think it was in the rear, and they called me up and said, James, the crash is not too bad. He's in the hospital, and you trust what you hear. But now going back, it wasn't this minor of a crash. It was quite a big one, and I think he dealt with the consequences for a while. But again, when I saw him today, I haven't seen him since then. And that was, I think it was 2002 or 2003, something like this, So it was amazing. It was just like, for me, it was like it was yesterday. And I said, in the end, we both got out good of this. He won a championship. He made he has got a good life here in Australia, racing cars, which I think was his dream of his life as well. So it was quite a good reunion. And then sitting with him in a V8 supercar to do a few laps. What more can you wish for after 20 years of not seeing somebody?
Yeah, absolutely. And he hasn't aged at all, which is quite annoying about James Courtney. He still looks the same as when he won that championship a few years ago. So I always ask him what his secret is, but he won't tell me. Now, I was actually reading an article today, part of your column for Formula One, and you stated that you'd stayed too long at Haas. So let's move on to that chapter of your life. But yeah, please explain. Why do you feel that way?
When you are out, once I left Haas F1 beginning of the year, you start to reflect a little bit more, and you just see things a lot more clear than when you're in the drill to go racing. When you're under pressure, you want to do the best for the team, to keep on going, and there was just not the commitment there from the ownership to want to do this. I always tried, but at some stage you should say it isn't working out, because my dream is not to be 7 to 8 in life. My dream is to go on the podium, and if it becomes not realistic anymore and you see it, but you say, I know it will happen anyway, you believe yourself, because I'm a believer. For me, the glass is always half full, not half empty, you know. Keep on going, and then, but once you're out, you see it clear and said, hey, I should have done this before, because maybe it would have been better, not only for me, for other people as well. But I have no regrets what I've done. It's just a thought about it. I'm not bitter about it or nothing, you know. It's just life, and you analyze what you did, and if it happens again to me, I learn something and I will do better. That is how I see life.
We did see you, obviously, we do see you in Drive Survive, and we do get to kind of live through some of the frustrations that you've had in Formula One. So without, as you say, you always see it glass half full, but what were some of your great frustrations within the sport?
The great frustration is like last year we had a bad car. That was our own fault, but even if you look medium to long term, we didn't have the things in place to challenge the podium. You know, if I just need to look at other teams, what they are doing, and there are 9 other teams which Formula One is in a very good place in the moment, with all the teams financially stable, you know, very strong, and we were just not keeping up with it, you know. So that is the frustration. And then you try, you work hard, you push people, and then you don't achieve it, then you get frustrated. But as I said, I get frustrated on the race day. Maybe the next day I'm still in a bad mood, but then the positive thing comes in. Let's sort it out. Let's go again. But then when you look back, maybe I tried too many times to sort it.
Well, it's fantastic that you've actually written a book as well, which documents, who said where? Oh, there we go. We're good. Thank you very much. Surviving to Drive. It was released earlier this year, and you're already working on another one, which is very exciting, I've been told. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm working on one.
But I wanted to ask you, because it's like a diary, isn't it? Yeah, you get taken through every race weekend. We go through the highs and lows with you. Why was that the decision to go at like a diary form? Why did you do that?
It's one of this strange thing in my life. A lot of things happen to me without planning, you know, like Netflix. I don't plan. I mean, I do what I like to do, and then things happen. So the same with the book. Somebody contacted me and said, we would like to write a book with you. And I said, I don't want to write a book, you know, it was pretty quick. They kept on asking me, and then I said, the guy was very nice, and then he sent me an email explaining the books he wrote with, you know, and all that stuff. So I went and asked. He did the book with Johnny Herbert, with Damon Hill, you know, so I went to speak with John and said, oh, the guy's a cool guy, you know, so you should speak with him. So I went to speak with him, and I said, I am not going to do a biography, you know. Everybody has done a biography. Nobody wants to read my one. Said, told me, no, I've got another idea. We do a year of your life. I said, how do you know that next year you've got anything to write about? I'm sure we will. All right, I said, both about it. Said, let's do it. And in the end, it was, the guy was very good. He understood how I think, you know. And we get on still very well. We became friends, and I took him to a few races, and that is how we did the book. It was, again, one of these things. It just came to me. It wasn't like I got up one morning, I need to write a book. The world is waiting for the Guenther Steiner book. No, nobody's waiting for a Guenther Steiner book, you know. So
I beg to differ.
So it just happened, and I had good fun doing it, because the guy was so good, and he had the same sense of humor like me, and he enjoyed it as well, you know. So And it looks like people enjoy to read it as well, because it ended up to be number one on the Sunday Times list in the UK, which I still cannot believe, you know.
We love the book, don't we? If you haven't read the book, I highly, highly recommend. It is fantastic, and there are some absolute, as you would expect, blinding one-liners in there. I would just say, he says something about your communication style. That is, yep, everyone communicates, but I'm just right. So fantastic with that. And we're very excited that you're writing another book, but also another new chapter. See what I did there? Another new chapter in your life is being a part of the commentary and a reporter for Formula One. How are you enjoying that? Are you filtering yourself? Are you checking what you're saying, or are we getting exactly what you think?
No, I say what I have to say. Obviously, I need to watch my language, you know, because otherwise, you know, I get sacked quicker than I got the job, you know. But no, it's good, and it is like if you do something and you know what you're talking about, it actually is not difficult. Sometimes difficult is for me to understand what does the viewer want to hear from me, you know, and I try to give them as much as I can my what I lived, what I experienced, that they get a good understanding of it when they watch a race or we interview somebody, why some things happen. So I'm enjoying myself, and as I said before, I always was lucky enough in my life to do jobs I actually like to do, because I think I decided if I don't like them, I'm not good at it, and then I don't do them.
And we were talking to Damon Hill before, obviously, and the current F1 field and the current championship, are we looking at a Max Verstappen whitewash this year? What do you think?
I think you took it a little bit too far. Whitewash, I wouldn't call it yet, but yeah, in the moment he dominates. Do we have to be honest about it? Yes, but he's just so good, and he has got a good car, you know. So, but there is in the current Formula One, if for example Ferrari does good development work, they are not this far off. We are not talking half a second. We are talking 1-2 tenths of a second, which in the end it's a lot, but it's not a lot. You just need to have the right development, and Ferrari has got two very good drivers, so they could challenge them. So I wouldn't call it a whitewash, but in the moment, obviously the next 2 or 3 races until the upgrades start to kick in with the cars, it will be a little bit like this, but then it cannot be just a plane running for Max as well. Yet a plane running now quite a long time, and at some stage something will happen to him as well, you know, either a mechanical failure or he will have a crash. So you never know, but I wouldn't give up on saying it's anyway done, I don't watch it anymore. Keep on watching it, what I'm saying.
Yes, absolutely.
As much as you say it's a whitewash, it's not.
No, I don't know anything. I was asking you if you think it was a whitewash, and
I
you
thought
said
I
no.
was the guy who just know anything. You know,
No, you know way more than me. So let's also talk about rising stars. We just had Liam Lawson out of here not long ago. Yeah, woo! And of course, we had Bremen as well. Like we're seeing some amazing young talent trying to break through in Formula One, and it's exceptionally hard. But talk to us about the rising stars and how the future is looking for Australians, really, in the sport.
I was sure you're getting there.
Yeah, it was long-winded.
Yeah. No, I think Australia, you need to think about, you've got 10% of the Formula One field, you know, of drivers in Formula One field for a country. I know Australia is big, but as small as it is, you know, it's not even 30 million people. That's quite impressive, and there was very good people before. This is not the first time. Mark was a very good driver as well. So, no, it's quite amazing what Danny did for Formula One, you know, because, I mean, he lives life, he enjoys life, you can see it, and it's good for him that he does it, you know. I mean, I think it's great. And now Oscar Piastri, he came in, he won everything in Formula 3, Formula 2, and got the big opportunity with McLaren, and took the opportunity last year. He challenged Lando Norris, which is one of the next generation of champions, quite a few times. So I think the future is very bright for Oscar Piastri. And obviously Danny, he came back last year after a difficult time at McLaren, you know. But let's see what he can do, and if he can come back into call it the big team, to Red Bull Racing in the future again. But anyway, Dan is giving so much to the sport on the other side as well. So even if he doesn't go into Red Bull anymore, I think he has achieved a lot in his career. But for sure, Oscar, if he's at the right place at the right time, he will be successful.
Yeah, thank you. And just finally, you know, there's so many young people that are maybe wanting to pursue a career in motorsport, and as yourself, you know, you started as a mechanic and you worked your way up. So please give us maybe your take on a bit of advice if you're wanting to pursue a career in motorsport.
I think the most important thing is when you're young, you try to help out with smaller teams. There's a lot of racing going on where there's not a lot of money in it, but what it gives you, it prepares you for a bigger job. So if on the weekends you help out a smaller race team or something like this, this is always the start, because to get into Formula One or to big racing, what people in Formula One and other sports look like, what has the person done in the sport already? Because experience is not easy to make. It takes time, and if you can spend it enjoying yourself on the weekends instead of doing something else to go racing with a small team, that's the most fantastic thing. And obviously, if you want to go into engineering or something, good grades always help in university. And I think there is also, not only driver-wise, there's quite a lot of contingent of Australians working in motorsport in the UK and in Europe as well. A lot of people move there because it's also logic. When you move from a country like this to somewhere else, you are driven. Otherwise, you're not making the big move. And that is respected in the sport, you know, because, you know, if somebody from far away tries to get a job somewhere, he's committed, because it is a big commitment to leave your family for a job, you know. So that is the thing, just hard work, you can make it.
Thank you. Fantastic advice. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Guenther Steiner.